You know what's smart? Enjoying a fresh gourmet meal at home that you didn't have to cook. Meet Factor, your loophole in the laws of mealtime. Chef-crafted meals delivered with a tap, ready in just 2 minutes. You know what's even smarter? Treating yourself without cheating your goals. Factor is dietitian approved, chef prepared, and you plated. Pretty smart, huh? Refresh your routine and eat smart with Factor. Learn more at factormeals.com.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
This is Optimal Finance Daily. Maternity medical care. How much does it cost to have a baby? By Dr. Ashley Burkman with smartmoneymamas.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Welcome back to our Sunday bonus episode, where I share an article with you from a different podcast in our network. Today's episode's coming from Optimal Relationships Daily. So with that, here's Greg with the post and commentary as we optimize your life.
Maternity medical care. How much does it cost to have a baby? By Dr. Ashley Burkman with smartmoneymamas.com. Tips to understand maternity medical costs. The joy of pregnancy can also bring anxiety about the medical costs of maternity and childbirth. How do you prepare for the financial expenses that come with bringing a new life into the world? Educate yourself about medical costs. Many people are surprised by the medical costs of pregnancy and childbirth. The average cost of an uncomplicated delivery in the U.S. is between $5,000 and $11,000. But remember, things rarely go as planned. While you hope to have an uncomplicated delivery and confidently return to work after maternity leave, you can't plan for every scenario. Even with a birth plan, having a plan B or plan C for alternative scenarios like complications is helpful. If things don't go as planned, consider questions like, where will you give birth? What support system will you need? For example, your plan A might be a birthing center with a midwife. Will you need easy access to a surgeon in case you require a C-section? It also helps to learn as much as you can about how your health insurance works for maternity. Understand what services are covered and not covered, your individual and family deductible, and out-of-pocket limits. The difference between your individual and family deductibles. When financially preparing for a new baby, you should understand that your health insurance may have separate deductibles for individuals and the family. For example, your individual deductible might be $2,500, while the family deductible is $10,000. That means that every person on your plan may not have to meet the deductible individually. Once you reach $10,000, you've met your deductible requirement. Changing your health insurance plan. If you anticipate having children soon, pay special attention to the options your company offers during its annual open enrollment period. You also have the right to change plans during qualifying life events, such as having a child. For example, if you're on a basic insurance plan, you may want to switch to a plan with more robust coverage and lower out-of-pocket costs. If you and the baby are healthy after birth, you might consider moving back to a less expensive plan. However, keep in mind that babies come with frequent doctor visits. A mid-range plan might save you more money in the long run. Deciding between a hospital, birthing center, or home birth. Giving birth at home is cost-effective since all you need to pay for are your supplies and support staff, like a midwife or doula. However, if you or baby show any signs of distress, you may need to pay for an ambulance and treatment at a hospital. So, giving birth close to or in a hospital might be something to consider when comparing medical costs. If you're lucky enough to live in an area with several providers and hospitals, call them and ask for estimates on how much it'll cost. If they tell you the average cost is $10,000 and your deductible is $2,500, you can expect to pay the deductible at minimum. Keep in mind that some insurers provide better coverage at preferred hospitals, making it less expensive for you. You can also find out if using a birthing center and a midwife is less expensive than the hospital with an obstetrician. How to find a good pediatrician. Medical care for your baby is a high priority after they're born. When interviewing pediatricians, remember that they want it to be a good relationship too. Many providers offer meet and greet hours so you can interact with the staff. Take advantage of the opportunity to get to know the office team. Other providers might discuss your needs and concerns, like vaccinations, health complications, regular visits, and so forth over the phone. When it comes to choosing your child's doctor, trust your gut. It's essential that you trust them and that they respect your wishes. Anytime you're concerned about your baby's health, you can request an evaluation. Even if your doctor is not worried about something, but you are, they should hear you out and look into the next steps. If your pediatrician does not make you feel supported, pick a different doctor. Finding support available for special needs families. As a special needs parent, you're not just their mom, you're also their advocate. However, your child is not old enough to speak for themselves. It's your job to insist on help from any doctor who will listen, especially if you find it challenging to get a diagnosis. The cost for special needs can skyrocket depending on your situation. Check to see what resources your state may offer. Many have a variety of financial or medical assistance programs, including access to a healthcare advocate. They can help you understand the resources available to you and your family. Alternatively, your healthcare provider may have care coordinators on site to direct you to resources that may not be available through the hospital or insurer. For example, suppose your child needs a specialized feeding chair and insurance doesn't cover it. The care coordinator may have resources to find a charity or organization specializing in that type of help. Lastly, if your child needs long-term care, the National Katie Beckett Waiver Program can offer institutional level care in your home. Final thoughts on maternity medical costs. When it comes to medical costs, it's better to over-prepare than to be underprepared. Check with your insurance company and medical providers ahead of time. You can get an idea of how much childbirth might cost with or without insurance coverage. Of course, always estimate more than you think you'll need because life is full of unexpected events. Keep in mind that your insurance may cover aftercare services like a lactation consultant and therapy to help you through postpartum depression. Lastly, always listen to your maternal instincts and get support from others, especially after the baby is born. You just listened to the post titled, Maternity Medical Care: How Much Does It Cost to Have a Baby? By Dr. Ashley Burkman with smartmoneymamas.com.
This episode is brought to you by Google Gemini. With the Gemini app, you can talk live and have a real-time conversation with an AI assistant. It's great for all kinds of things, like if you want to practice for an upcoming interview, ask for advice on things to do in a new city, or brainstorm creative ideas. And by the way, this script was actually read by Gemini. Download the Gemini app for iOS and Android today. Must be 18 plus to use Gemini Live.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
All right, and thanks so much to Dr. Ashley for this information. Obviously very important to know, and these practical elements of relationships are part of the journey, and there are many of them. So don't overlook posts like these as you seek to become more knowledgeable about the many facets of relationships. And just a reminder that although this show is really centered on relationships, obviously, our other shows in the network certainly touch upon them in their own ways. So, you might find posts about budgeting for a new baby or your whole family on OFD, Optimal Finance Daily, or a post on Optimal Health Daily about how to stay active as a couple. We definitely try to cross over when we can to make it easier for you guys, especially in these new weekly bonus episodes on Sundays. But we really believe that all of the shows can be beneficial to everyone in different ways. So make sure to check them all out. And on that note, we're going to wrap up for the day, everybody. Thank you as always for joining and making ORD part of your routine. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for our weekly Q&A, where your optimal life awaits.